Hey guys, welcome to God Mad. As you can see, it's a little bit different video than normal. I am actually heading to Milwaukee, Wisconsin for a young adult conference with some friends, and I just thought it would be cool to capture a little bit of the experience on video to share with you all. So let's see where the Holy Spirit takes us this weekend. Hey guys, quick update. So I don't know if you guys can tell, but I've been crying just because the Holy Spirit is already moving. So I've been in the state of just like feeling kind of lost. Like my priorities are everywhere and I just am lost and I need Jesus to find me. Well, Thursday at Mass, the gospel was Luke 15, which is the parable of the lost sheep, and Jesus comes and runs and finds it and leaves the 99. And then I gave this talk at this other retreat, and it was all about like your priorities, and I mentioned the same parable. And then my friend suggested to do a meditation, and I just really felt the need to do the meditation on the prodigal son, right? So then I get to this conference here, and literally the first speaker is talking about how when we are lost, Jesus just wants to find us. And the speaker mentions Jesus being the shepherd and finding his lamb and the lost coin and the prodigal son all within the first speech. And it's funny because I brought this prayer card with me because this is me right now. I feel lost and I need Jesus to come and find me. So here's the God Knot already that, I've been praying with these same scriptures, and then the first talk is with these same scriptures with the prodigal son and the shepherd. And here Jesus is just telling me, Casey, I will find you. I will bring you back to me. Don't worry, and I will fill you with great joy. We will rejoice bringing you back. So you've seen how I was talking about the passage of the shepherd and the lamb, and how I meditated on the prodigal son back here on campus before the conference. And before that, I had this prayer card, right? And I brought it around to every single class of mine. And then I just happened to bring it to the conference as well. So then I get to the conference, and the first talk was all about the lost lamb, right? And how Jesus just wants to find us. And then after her talk, we praised to a song called Relentless Love, which is the same song that I just worshiped to at the retreat back on campus, the one I gave a talk at. And in that song, it talks about Jesus leaving the 99 and going to get his lost lamb, which obviously right now it's me. Okay, well then, at the end of the conference, the very last talk, he talked about the prodigal son and how, sometimes he just has to keep running to Jesus. He's getting tired of falling back and then running and embracing, and he's falling back and running to the embrace, and he's getting tired of running to that embrace. Like he can't move on past that and just live in the Father's house. And what he said that really stuck with me was that, we might get tired of running into Jesus's embrace to hug us, but he will never tire embracing us. He will never get tired of that. So keep running, even if you have to start over and over and over. And hopefully you will get past that and live in his house again. So I'm already in awe of the Holy Spirit working. I come to this conference and literally the prayer card that I have with me is the lost lamb, and that just happens to be what the speaker is talking about as I'm just holding it in my hands and just crying and like knowing that this was for me. Okay, but that's not just it. Okay, so during adoration, when we worship the Eucharist as Catholics, I just kept praying, okay, God, like, what do you want from me? What do you want? Like, I just don't know how to be found. Like, I can ask and ask for you to find me, but like, I just have mercy on me. I need you to find me. And all I heard through adoration was, Casey, I just want you. So after the retreat, I come back on campus and I wanted to go to the chapel to pray. Okay, so I'm on my way to the chapel, and then a sister on campus stops me and goes, hey, can I talk to you for a second? And I was like, sure, well, that second ended up turning into an hour and a half, okay? But I was open to the Holy Spirit, and one thing in our conversation that just like really struck me was she like looked at me like straight into my soul and just gazed, and she was like, Casey, God chose you. Like, you were chosen. And just went on a rant about how I'm one of God's chosen ones. And I'm just thinking, okay, sister, okay, whatever. And then after I left that conversation, I went to the chapel and I just really prayed about this whole chosen thing. Like, okay, but like chosen for what? And then I thought of that Bible verse about, you did not choose me, I chose you. And then I was like, isn't it something about bearing good fruit? And so I I ran to go get a Bible, and I was like, okay, where is this in the Bible? And then I tried looking and looking, I just could not find it. I'm like, I know it's in here somewhere. Where is this verse about being chosen? But I couldn't find it. And so I left the chapel, and after that I honestly just forgot about it, so I never really looked into it or found it. That next day I stopped by Father's office for some spiritual direction, and as soon as I walked in, I noticed he had a Bible just like this, like sitting on his desk with a little prayer card holding it open, okay? And I didn't really pay much attention to it, but I noticed it. So I'm telling him about my experiences at the conference and, you know, asking him questions and whatnot. And then at the very end, he said, okay, Casey, and then he stopped and looked at his Bible that was sitting open, and he's like, okay, because Jesus said, I want you to really pray about that, you know, and what does God want from you? Does he just want your heart? Does he want you to discern something? You know, what's going on here? Just really pray on what Jesus is meaning by that. And so for reflection, I want you to read John 14 here, when Jesus is talking to his apostles, and Judas then speaks up and says, Master, what happened that you will reveal yourself to us and not to the whole world? And read that and reflect on it. You know, Judas is asking, like, why me? You know, and I'm kind of, you know, thinking the same thing. So really reflect on this passage. And I was like, okay, Father. And then after he told me this, it kind of like sparked my mind, and I remembered that I was trying to look for that one Bible verse about you did not choose me, I chose you, kind of thing. And so it's like, oh yeah, Father, where is this in the Bible? Like, this came to me in prayer, and I was just like, I could not find it in the Bible. Where is it? And so his Bible is literally open like this, right? He just told me to reflect on the passage over here. And then he goes, oh, yeah, that's the vine and the branches. That's right here. And I was like, you're kidding me. Are you serious? And literally, it says on John 15:16, it was not you who chose me, but I who chose you and appointed you to go and bear fruit that will remain, so that whatever you ask the Father in my name, he may give you. And I was like, you're what? Like, seriously? The two things that, like, first you had me reflect on this thing, and the thing that I was looking for is literally right next to it? Like, how is that possible? And then I was like, wait a second, what prayer card is in the middle? And literally the prayer card that was in the middle was a prayer card to Saint Therese. And it wasn't this exact one, but figured, you know, to help with imagery, maybe it'd help. But it was a prayer card to Saint Therese, who is my patron saint. I literally have her hanging on my necklace. So, you know, just, So all of this big thing, from the conference to praying, God made me realize I am lost, and he just wanted me to call for his help. And then he came and found me, and he wrapped me in his love and made me know that he wants me. He just wants me, and he's chosen me for his work. And so I just hope you know that you were also chosen. You know, God has a perfect will for you, and it's a different calling than mine. But know that he wants you, and that you are chosen to go and bear good fruit. So live it up, pray, stay faithful, and keep running to him, even if you have to run to him, embrace him, and then fall, and then get back up and run to him again and embrace him. You might get tired, and it might suck, and you might feel like you're living in this tension of this gospel and this guilt, but just keep running, because he will not get tired of embracing you. And eventually you will be able to live in his house and be overwhelmed by the Holy Spirit and just let it flow. So thank you guys for watching, and if you like what you saw, go ahead and subscribe. Thanks, guys.